I just landed from a Grant Cardone 10X Business Summit just last night. Hey guys, I'm Kartik Goswami. I'm a fourth year MD student in Northern California. I run a company, The Doctor Journey, where we help people get medical education that's more accessible, affordable, and achievable. So without further ado, let's get into this video and what my thoughts were on Grant Cardone's 10X event. So I went to this conference for 3 days of the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There's a 3-day conference, and I had told myself that if I did well on my step 2 exam, which for those of you that are non-medical watching, that's one of the licensing exams for medicine in America, that if I did well on that I would go to a business conference, learn more about something that I'm passionate about outside of medicine. And so, never really found anything interesting. Boom, December shows up, 2024. I see these ads for a Grant Cardone conference. I'm like, I've been following Grant since I was like a little kid. I've been watching his YouTube videos randomly all the time. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting. I see the location, it's in Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm like, okay, I'm in California, it's close by. Okay, let's see. Literally a week and a half before the conference started, I finally committed, got everyone to be like, okay, I'm gonna go here. I got my whole plan, figured out. So I bought the cheapest tickets, which were the executive tickets. With the executive tickets, you're just able to go to the conferences. You're not able to eat the lunches or go to any of the other events that they do outside of the conferences, but it's still great because you get to go to conference and learn everything they talk about, still network with people, and you can still ask questions when they ask, do you guys have any questions during the conference? The higher tickets like the VIP and the super VIP, way too expensive. They were like 10 times the price of what I paid for mine. And they were, those are for all like the extra lunches, extra brunches, dinners, all the extra socializing. I think it's great for someone, who can afford it and has a really good business going on. They really want to learn from the best of the best. I mean, these are billionaires you're learning from. So it's great for those, but I think for me, the executive was perfectly enough. So let me get into the event itself. I've never been to a business conference before. I've only seen conferences like recorded online or like podcasts and stuff. And people always talk about it, especially Grant Cardone's conferences. People talk about it quite a bit actually, but my bar was pretty low. Didn't know what to expect. I thought I was just gonna go in there, learn some terms, meet some people, and get on with it. And to be honest, that's kind of what happened, but to a way higher level. And I'm gonna describe in detail what every day was that I learned, and if I think this is worth it. So stick around till the end. I'll give my whole rundown of whether I think you should do this. Anyways, first day, I'm going there. I have a rental car, so I'm going in there and I get lost because they have construction going on at the resort I'm supposed to be at. So I'm like, how do I get to the conference hall? It's like a mess. My GPS keeps rerouting me. It's working weirdly. But then I see this guy in a suit on the sidewalk and I like open my window, I yell, I'm like, hey, do you know where the conference is? I was assuming he's going to the conference because he was in the suit. And he's like, yeah, I am. And he's like, can I just get in your car? He's like, I don't know where to go either. So I was like, sure, you can get in the car, we'll figure it out together. And then we did. We went around the resort, actually went the wrong way, went back, we talked a bunch. Shout out to Fareed, multiple business owner. Love talking to you if you ever watch this. But yeah, it was just random. We talked, dropped him off, then I parked, then I went inside. First thing when I went inside, got in line, checked in, met some people, met some marketing people, which is great. So they give a workbook, like a full-on workbook. It's a bunch of stuff in here. It's basically a bunch of slides that are empty on here that you're supposed to record from the slides that they have on the screen. So it kind of just reinforces the content that they're teaching. So you're like writing it down, the basic methods of understanding, learning, teaching methods. So once I got that, went down to the hall. It was actually underground. And as I went underground, I realized I had no reception. And so I was like, okay, let me try and find the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is locked. There's a password, and I'm asking the sales team, Grant Cardone's sales team to be specific. They were, just going around everywhere. They're like talking to everyone. Oh, how are you doing today? What business do you run? What do you guys do? Okay, blah, blah, blah. Once they learn a little bit about you, they then try to sell their courses to you, and they're like, why don't you buy one of our courses? It'll help your business or it'll help you grow. But I was like, and they were so friendly. They were like, we'll bring you water. We'll bring you anything you want while you're in the conference. We don't want you to miss out on any information. And so I was like, these guys are really nice. Let me ask them for Wi-Fi. And I asked them multiple times, didn't get any answer. They were like, oh, we don't know if we have Wi-Fi, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, okay. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. I'm here to learn. I guess I'll just not check my phone all day because it was from 9 to 5 with an hour and a half break for lunch in between. And, not gonna lie, I did have a little bit of anxiety knowing I had no connection at all if anyone wanted to get a hold of me. And it was a little nerve wracking. My phone was like, use satellite. And I was like, okay, use satellite. But it's like, go into outside, no trees, nothing blocking the top. And I'm literally underground. So I was like, all right, that's not gonna work. Anyways, the session started out with Brandon Dawson. And I'm a little embarrassed to say this, but me being someone who kind of likes following these social media business guys, I had no idea who this guy was. Short story is this guy sold his company for 77 EBITDA, which is insane. And EBITDA is just a fancy word for profit. And that's insane that he sold it for that high. He was making 2.2 million in his revenues, but basically he sold his company for 77 EBITDA. That's insane. Intro was great, you know, motivational, just like, you know, getting you hyped up for the conference. Didn't really learn much in the intro. And then we went out for lunch. Again, I was executive ticket. I didn't get lunch. I had to go get my own. Came back for the afternoon session. Afternoon session was by the top salesman of the company, Dave something, but it was really good. Really dived into sales, gave real world examples, role played with the audience, making the audience the salesperson and he being the salesperson, seeing the difference, how to convince people, how to make sure you're agreeing with everyone. It was a lot of cool facts and tips that I've never been able to really see or learn from YouTube. I thought it was really good. I tried to take as many notes as possible and they said we couldn't record the session, so I wasn't recording. I was just writing down, absorbing as much as I could. But that was a really great session on the first day afternoon. Then day 2 comes around and, you know, first thing I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go figure out this Wi-Fi situation and ask the hotel people themselves. So I went to the hotel front desk and they're like, oh, we can't give you Wi-Fi unless the company bought it for you. They're like, the meeting company bought it for you. And I'm like, okay, you know, I need reception. I don't have anything. I can't have contact to anyone. And the hotel people were nice and they were like, okay, let's get you an IT person. Let's get you some type of Wi-Fi. I was like, I just want something. And so the IT person came down and IT person's like, I'm not sure if the company wants you to have Wi-Fi or not, but he's like, I'm gonna get you Wi-Fi. And he's looking through and he's like, wait, the company did actually have Wi-Fi bought for people. So they gave me the password and I was like, yeah, great. That Wi-Fi issue resolved. Got Wi-Fi, got connection, felt less anxious. Went down to the hall and then, you know, second day started with the president of Grant Cardone company. His name was, I forgot his name already, but basically he went over marketing, social media, and data. Very good session, my favorite session of the whole weekend. The marketing, social media, you know, pretty basic stuff, like basic as in intuitive. They went in depth on how much you should really be doing, and it's a crazy amount to actually get attention. But the main thing was data. He was showing us an example of this lady who wasn't tracking her data, but once she started tracking, they got all the numbers. She was making about 10K a year with her current business, but just by manipulating how much effort she put in specific areas according to her data, she could have a $1.2 million business. And that's literally by not having like luck or anything, just by her putting in the effort and running the numbers. It was crazy. I was like, whoa, tracking data is pretty important. I guess I've never done this for myself. I don't track my own calories on a routine basis, but I really should track my macros. I feel like that's something I should do too. I guess I'm saying this now to be accountable as well, but I should track my data for everything. It seems to be the best way to really precise down where the problems are and, you know, go from there. So yeah, that was a great, insightful one. Afternoon session was by Natalie Dawson, the wife of Brandon Dawson. She was really good about firing, hiring, and just bringing on people. She gave little scripts for interviewing, like a 3-day process that you should do for interviewing, and each day should be a different type of interview. It was really, really great. That was probably the newest things I've never seen or heard before. I mean, I don't really interview that many people. I do a lot of practice interviews for like med schools and residency stuff, and I help people in that, but I don't really do, you know, business hiring that much. So this was brand new to me. Good session. Loved it a lot. That was the second day. I'd say overall my best day. Day 3 comes around and first thing I'm hearing rumors Grant Cardone is actually going to show up today. I was starting to think he wasn't going to show up at all. And I'm like, okay, cool. Go to the morning session, and the morning session there was one of the top, I forget what her name is. Well, one of the ladies was talking about culture. I thought it was a really good conversation where she was talking about how to bring people that have the same mission, have the same purpose, how to develop a culture, how to make sure everyone's motivated on a daily basis. It was pretty good talk. Kind of boring because I wasn't that interested in that, but very important for the business side. And then after that, Brandon Dawson came back. Literally didn't give any more information. He was just trying to sell the coaching program that they had. I'd say, you know, pretty good. Overall, he knows how to motivate people. And then, you know, the morning session ended with, they were like, okay, afternoon session, the one and only Grant Cardone. So everyone was hyped. We all go to lunch, VIP, super VIP, go to their meeting lunches. I go to Panera. That's where I've been going the past couple of days. I just walk walk over to the Panera, eat food, and then I came back for the session. And I'm already a little worried because I have a flight that I have to go to the airport for within like an hour and a half of that session starting. And normally these sessions have been lasting 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. So I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be there for the whole thing, but I'm still hoping to see Grant come out, talk. I mean, he's the main guy. He's the one who started this all. So I was like, okay, let me get some, time learning from the main guy himself. And we're sitting there, lots of hype music going. Everyone's getting hyped up, and just like good hype music for 15, 20 minutes. Nothing happened, just hype music blasting. And so I just started socializing with people next to me, and pretty good company people. Like there was this one guy who has like a $500 million investment portfolio sitting next to me. The other one on next to me was like med sales guy. What's he called? Med device sales guy. So that was pretty cool too. And then out of nowhere, there was no drama at all. Grant just runs up. He's like, hey guys, normally every other presenter before this has had an announcement that they're coming up, more special music. But no, Grant just runs up. Everyone's just like talking, and then they're like, whoa, he's on stage. So everyone just stands up, starts recording. We're clapping. He's here, he's here. And then he gets right into it as he is. If you ever watch Grant's videos, he's a very straightforward, right into a guy. Even at 66 years old, he is into it. And he just starts out by going, the only thing that can control you and your family's lives is yourself. You're the only one who can make your own money. Like, you can't trust the government, no matter who comes into government. You can't trust anyone else. You're the only one who can do it. Lots of passion in his energy. And he's like, anyone can do a business. You don't have to be any age. You don't have to be like, you can be crippled. You can be blah, 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 blah. He just went on and on. He's just going gung-ho on like business is everything, and going on about that. And then after that, one of the most memorable things happened. So he asked the crowd, he's like, which one of you guys has a business open that's open on Sunday right now? And one guy raises a hand. He's like, all right, give me the number. And so he takes a phone. His phone actually doesn't work. He doesn't have reception either, which is funny. He's the main guy. And he asks for someone else's phone on the audience. So some lady gives him a phone, and he's dialing this guy's number that he picked on, and he calls the company, and the guy's company is like 1 ring, 2 ring, 3 ring, 4 ring. And then he goes to voicemail of the guy in the audience on the voicemail saying, hi, we're not available right now. Sorry, we can't take your message, but blah, 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 blah. And Grant's just like firing on it. He's like, see guys, this is how a business shouldn't be. They should always be open, always ready to pick up, always ready to serve a customer. So he's like, look, let me show you my company. That's what he says. So he's used that same lady's phone, dials his own phone number for his own company. And right before, first thing that happens is automated message of, thank you for calling Grant Cardone Enterprise or something. We'll be with you right shortly. And then you have 1 ring. And Grant's like, just standing there. 2 rings. Grant shows a face. He's like, okay, that's 2 rings. And then 3 rings. Grant's like, all right. Why are they not picking up? He's like, and then 4 rings. Grant's getting like cursing, getting mad. He's like, and looking at his staff in the back. He's like, this should not be happening. And then voicemail. Grant, sorry, we can't pick up right now. And Grant loses it on stage. He's like, you guys gotta be ready, pick up. Come on. He's like, this is my company. We gotta be doing this. He's like, you guys should have expected I was gonna do this live. And then after saying that, he's like, we're gonna have a meeting right after this, talk about it. But he's like, we're all humans. We all make mistakes. But he's like, as a CEO, it is our job to find the problems and fix the problems. So that was pretty like insightful to see. It was funny, but at the same time, it was insightful in the fact that he deals with it within a stern way, but an understanding way. He is like, fix the problem, never let it happen again, but understanding that problems are just gonna keep happening and happening. So that was pretty, cool to watch live. And then kind of after that, I left pretty shortly after. I had to catch the flight, so I didn't get to see his whole spiel, which was kind of sad. But yeah, that was the 3 days of the conference. I think I learned a lot from it. I met a decent amount of people, made some connections with people, but especially for someone like me who's never gone to a conference, don't have any formal business education, just everything's learned off of YouTube if I know anything. It was very insightful to build off of that. I thought it was great. And my ticket, for those of you guys wondering, was $500 for the ticket for the executive ticket. Sure, it's on the expensive side, but I would say that is really worth it for the amount of knowledge and content that I was exposed to, and the level of people that were around me. They were really high level people. But obviously the VIP and super VIP tickets, I can't speak for it. Those are like $5,000s of dollars, that's above there. I don't know if that's worth it. Only those people can say. But I will say, if you own a business, really are about to start a business, just something related to business, like in your future, current, or past self, I think this is a great conference to get that bare bones, get that information, absorb everything, and I think it was great. I think it was really worth it. A lot of people are like, oh, it's a scam. These probably just want your money. Sure, they do want my money, but they actually teach you really great information. And from their point of view, they want to give you everything, and they just want to jam you with information, because their point of view, they were pretty honest too. They just want to give you so much information that you're like, wait, I need help implementing this information now. And then they're going to sell you a very expensive coaching program and help you there. They do want to help you, that's very true, but they also want to make a profit from helping you. So it wasn't a scam at all. I thought it was really great. I enjoyed it. So if any of you are considering going, I would say go for it, go there, learn. And I would say the executive ticket is more than enough. But again, VIP, super VIP, maybe you get to meet with these people back behind the doors and get more questions answered. So I don't know if that's worth it even more. Yeah, so give it a shot, go try it out. You know, we got to do things to grow, and going out of our comfort zone, like for me, this was brand new for me. It really helped me grow. I'm very happy I went, very satisfied with the experience. So yeah, that's my summary of the Grant Cardone Business Conference, January 2025. If you have gone to an event or you are planning on going to an event, tell me what your experience was like. Do you agree with me that it was worth it, or do you think it was a scam? Or if you plan on going, feel free to ask any questions. You can leave them in the comments below or reach out to me. I'd be happy to answer. Anyway, stay happy and stay healthy, everyone. Bye-bye.